Hello, hello, hello. I am your host, Marcus Johnson. We are here with TSTRADIO, man. We're gonna start with a story today that kind of caught me by surprise. Today I saw a report saying that the Jets has recently waived former defensive back at Alabama University, D. Milner. D. Milner has kind of sort of not lived up to his hype coming out of college. At the University of Alabama, he was a standout defensive back. He won championships at the University of Alabama. He was a first-round pick back in 2013. He went to the New York Jets. Milner sustained an injury early in his career. He never really recovered. Not saying that the injury didn't get him better. He just didn't get on the field as much. But like I said, it came to a very big surprise to me because he's still under contract. He still have to get. He's still guaranteed salary $2 million. He will still count for $4 million, even though he's not on the roster. So I really don't get why they let him go. Well, maybe I know the production wasn't there because he wasn't on the field due to injuries, but he's still filling cap space. So why not keep him to fill a special teams position or a backup just in case? I don't know. I don't get it, but there was something that I saw today that caught my attention. But we're gonna move on. Last night we had another great game. FSU versus Florida State. Man, first half I seen Ole Miss come out. I didn't think that Florida State DBs could compete with Ole Miss's receivers. Ole Miss came out fast. They came out throwing the football down the field. They was running the ball pretty good. Florida State's defense was kind of shaky. Like, I predicted Florida State to have one of the best defenses in the country. Don't get me wrong, but that first half, it kind of had me second guessing. But that second half, oh man. Those guys came back out with a new attitude. I don't know what Jimbo Fisher told them, but he told them something right because they came back out like a totally different team. The true freshman quarterback from Florida State, he had to get relaxed. He said himself in post-game interviews that he felt like he had to get hit a couple times to, in his words, get his mind right. But he said he had to get hit a couple times to get a feeling of the game speed. But as you see, once it came to him, there was nothing Ole Miss really could do with him. He's going to be a very good talent there. He's going to put up some big numbers, I think. Let's get to LSU. On yesterday, I was watching the Paul Feinbaum show when alumni Marcus Spears said is calling for Les Miles' coaching position. Those are very big words. For anybody to call for someone's job, I know is a very hard decision, but by watching LSU football, there needs to be some changes, but it seems as if Les Miles don't want to make those changes. And I think the fan base, alumni, high officials at the school, I think they're getting fed up without winning. It's okay to win 10 games, but when your counter opponent in Alabama is still winning championships, they're still dominating you on the field, that winning 10 games is not going to cut it. They want to see more. They want championships. They want to win ball games. The same situation that Mark Richt was in at Georgia. He was having consistent winning seasons, but there were no championships involved. There was no SEC championships involved. There was no national championships involved in recent time. So I feel that's why Marcus Spears made that comment, because the program is, like Marcus Spears said, the program is given all the resources. It's not like he's at a school where the workout equipment is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like the field house is not, the facilities are not up to par. He has all resources, he has recruits. I see if he wasn't getting top 5 recruits, but he is. He's getting top 5 recruits in the nation and still can't put it together. So Les Miles has a point to prove going forward. He needs to just win ball games. Just needs to win ball games. I feel like, he just needs to win ball games. It has went so far that I found this kind of entertaining. LSU fans started a GoFundMe account to raise $1 million to buy out Les Miles' contract. That goes to show you that these fans are fed up. They're fed up with losing. Not saying that they're going 6-7 or a losing season, but you, like last year, you start off 7-0, I think it was. Then you run into Alabama, and after you played Alabama, it's like your season went downhill. So Les Miles just needs to pick it up. He needs to win he needs to prove himself. He needs to finish this season out very, very strong, because I think by November they should be ready to depart from Les Miles if this doesn't get any better. But we're gonna go over to the Big Ten. Ohio State. Ohio State had a very impressive win the other night. Ohio State had a very impressive win against Bowling Green. I think the score was, they put up 77 points. So that was a great outing. They did sustain an injury to a defensive tackle, Tracy Sprinkles. He's out for the season with a knee injury. We haven't got any reports on exactly what that injury was. So if we find out something on that, we will definitely let you know as soon as we find out. They started 10 true freshmen in that game. And with their defensive tackle going out, they're going to need some people to step up and fill that void in the defensive line. I did hear Urban Meyer in an interview naming a couple players that he think should step up. He named Hamilton Devon. He named Robert Landers, Malik Barrow. He named Albie Joshua. Draymond Jones, I'm sorry. These are a couple guys that he felt like they was going to have to step up as young players to fill that void if they want to continue this great season. I think Ohio State go out to play Tulsa this week. So I feel like that's not a tough game for them, I don't think. that shouldn't be a very tough game for them. They also had an injury with Dante. He sustained the MCL strain. He's questionable right now. They haven't made a decision on if he's gonna play. I doubt he plays this weekend. So they're gonna need some players to really step up on the defensive side of the ball. We're gonna get back to the SEC. Florida head coach McElwain says his team really, really needs to grow. He's saying they need to grow up. They need to mature, and they need to mature very soon. They're going in to play the Wildcats this weekend. Florida has won 29 of the last past games against Kentucky's. But these last couple matchups, these last couple years, it's been very, very close. I'm expecting a very close game this year. Also, not a lot of people are talking about Kentucky, but Kentucky has some talent on that team. I think they have some talent. I think they will compete with Florida. Florida's quarterback, Del Rio, he's coming off a good performance. He had a good game last week. He threw for 256 for 2 touchdowns. Their defense only gave up 187 total yards. But I feel like their defense will be tested against the Wildcats, Kentucky. Kentucky also had a good outing on the offensive side of the ball. They had 8 plays for 30 yards plus, with a total of 409 yards on offense. So the Wildcats are kind of looking like a big play offense. They're looking like they're looking down the field, trying to find that big play. So Florida will be tested. I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk for Florida. So I feel like they better come ready to play, or it could be very disappointing for the Gator fans if they don't come ready to play. So let's get off topic a little. I saw this story saying that Johnny Manziel is back at Texas A&M. Not as a football player, of course. He's back enrolled. He wants to finish his degree. I think he's going to major in recreation, parks, and tourism sciences. So that's good for him. Johnny Manziel, he's been going through a lot recently. So that's good, something positive from him. It's good to hear positive things, a lot of crazy things going on right now. So that's good to hear from Johnny Manziel. I wish him well. I hope he get his head back on straight. Let's get to I wanted to get into who should be number 1 this week. My top 3, I think, would be in the argument. Would be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. I would keep it how it is. Alabama, Clemson, and then Ohio State if they come in third. I feel like Alabama played a more quality opponent than Ohio State. Clemson played a more quality opponent than Ohio State. So I would leave it how it is. Alabama had the bigger win, so they would stay number 1. Clemson had the more quality opponent than Ohio State. So I would leave it how it is. I say Ohio State will come in third to the 3. Yeah, so I don't see really an argument there. So, but I did want to ask the question.